My name's Wally Cox. This is my wife, Patricia, and I have dementia. And I wanted to talk a few minutes about why I'm glad I found DAI, Dementia Alliance International. So going back kind of towards the beginning of my diagnosis, I was in the doctor's office after having struggled for a couple of years with cognitive issues and executive functioning, things like that. And he said to Pat and I that it appears that Wally has Alzheimer's disease, and there's no cure, and arrangements for Wally. And Pat, you're lucky that he's fairly easygoing, happy-go-lucky guy, although she'd probably argue that case. But at least he's not an angry guy, so it'll be easy over the next 3 or 4 years that he's got left before he's dead. Now, that was pretty much as blunt as it was. I like this guy. I was very matter of fact, and I always appreciated that. But he wasn't painting us a rosy picture. Obviously, it's a very difficult thing to hear. I come from a family that's dealt with this for generations. My grandmother died with dementia. My father, when I was being told about this, was in a senior home dementia Alzheimer's division. They're both now deceased. My aunt died from dementia just recently, and my brother, who's the same age as my oldest daughter, was my parents' late in life baby, is being diagnosed with Lewy body syndrome. He's had it for a couple of years. He no longer can drive. He barely can function most days. He has nightmares, and he sees visions of things and stuff like this with his brain. And he's in his 40s, and he's got 2 little kids at home, and obviously that's even worse for them. So you can imagine, knowing what Alzheimer's and dementia looks like, to be told that you've been stuck with this is a bit devastating. And so I remember as we drove out of the doctor's office and headed up the freeway from Palo Alto down by Stanford up to where we live here in Lake County, we started talking about, well, what are we going to do? What kind of plans do we want to make and things like that. And Pat said, how do you feel about what you just heard? And I said, I don't know. Well, upon reflection, I think what I felt was numb. I had an overpowering sense of dread. I'd been having some problems. I was on a school board, which is an elected position. I worked at a AAA auto club here in California for over 40 years as an agent. I was responsible for millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of business and over 6,000 clients. I was the agent broker at the time, and had a lot going on my plate. But I really have been struggling. It was becoming increasingly difficult to do things that at one time would have been just perfunctory. I would have just got in, got it done, and gone on my merry way. I decided to cut back on my commitments, so I quit the school board. And at the time I quit the school board, I was contacted by the local newspaper to ask, well, why did you quit the school board? And I remember thinking, well, I'm not going to tell them what's going on. I'm just going to tell them I'm sick, and I just want to be left alone, which they honored that request. And the reason I did that, again, upon reflection, was because of shame I felt, the absolute shame I felt of being diagnosed with dementia. It's not like getting told you have cancer to me or any of these other things. I've been lucky enough not to be told that, but there's a sense of shame that comes with this disease, this diagnosis. It's very heart sickening. So that's kind of where I was. So during this time of going inward in my own self-doubt and beating myself up over things I can't control, Pat started doing some research. So tell me a little bit about what you found about Alzheimer's and about the DAI.
Well, basically, and I'm Pat. I'm what is fondly referred to by DAI as the BUB, the backup brain. What I found is with doctors, they give you a diagnosis. Really, there's not a lot that can be done. And so you're just sent out the door, go live your life. And the way that looks is not explained. And it's different for everybody with any kind of dementia. So Wally was kind of spiraling inward. He was depressed, definitely. he was focusing a lot on the things that he couldn't do. And so I started doing a little research and then a lot of research, and I found the Alzheimer's Association down in Santa Rosa. We live rural, and so we don't have services really available here. So we started going to a support group down in Santa Rosa, an hour-and-a-half drive one way.
And we had to pay for it.
We paid for it, and one day a week, every week. And for us, for me, I saw that it was a valuable use of time and effort, because it connected us with people who were going through the same thing. And we were able to support each other through,
Groups,
kind of through the groups, through discussion. But Wally picked up a couple of books at the Alzheimer's Association that were available there, kind of a library, and found DAI mentioned in one of those, and looked it up, and he was being a little proactive. I couldn't believe it. It was fabulous.
That's me.
That's him. And found this DAI, and we started doing a little bit of research on that. And for us, it's been an amazing discovery also. So with DAI, Dementia Alliance International, the people that are in the online groups there are people that have done exactly what Wally did, where they had to seek this out and put forth the effort to connect via these video meetings. And it's not for everybody, but it's for, not everybody is able to do that, but it is such a valuable connection.
Resource.
Well, it's a valuable connection and resource.
Yeah, and the thing that makes it valuable is this: you if you look into it, you realize that, first of all, if you've seen one case of Alzheimer's and dementia, you've seen one case. Everybody's different. My dad started having problems in his early 60s, such the same way I did, maybe late 50s, and he died at 88. Right? That ain't 4 years. And I certainly don't need to spend the next 25 years moping around and feeling sorry for myself. The second thing you find out is that it's, well, let's put it this way. You go to a meeting, you find everybody's talking about, oh yeah, I have frontal temporal, I have Lewy body, I have Alzheimer's, I have dementia, and you go, everybody's just talking like this, like it's like, hello. And I think that was the thing that really was a saving grace for me, was through Dementia Alliance International and through the group, through Alzheimer's Association. I'm going to give them their props too. I found out that I wasn't alone, and I did not need to be ashamed, and that there is still hope. And I expanded into some areas that I never really did anything with before. I do some art, not all the time. I kind of goes in waves, and there's some other interests that we have, camping and things like that we're able to do now. Of course, that I'm not working because I can't. But we tried to make some lemonade out of some of the lemons that we were tossed. We're all, and another odd thing that came through this discovery and through DAI is an intense awareness of my mortality, the importance of my spiritual life, my family connections, and being out in the community and loving and being loved as best I can until I no longer can do it. I saw with my dad how he kind of faded away and became cloistered, and pretty soon he was isolated, kind of all alone. And that was because he was ashamed to tell anybody that he was having problems. I've shared with the people that count in my life, and even some that don't, that I have dementia. And I'm unapologetic when I can't remember your name. I'm unapologetic when I can't remember why I don't remember your face. That doesn't mean I'm not interested. It just means I'm unapologetic. I can't do that. So therefore, I share with what's going on and say, if you'd reintroduce yourself and kind of give me some context, I might be able to pull it back into my memory. Maybe not. I don't know. We have a lot of fun in DAI. We have a lot of laughter. We have a lot of tears. We share information with each other, some of the trials and tribulations that we all have, you know, looking for things that are right in front of your face and you can't find them, and being unable to balance your checkbook or, you know, drive a car anymore if that's the case for you. And you find out that even though people are going through these trials and tribulations, they're still finding joy and peace and happiness and things like that. So that's the importance of DAI. And that's what I wanted to share with everybody that's watching this video, is that don't despair, don't give up, get connected. Get connected to people who have dementia like you do and share your experience, or just sit there and listen. It will send you out the door feeling better. And for Pat, when I spend an hour or 2 hours in a group, that's 2 hours that she's not having to wonder what I'm doing. And I come out in usually a much better mood by far than when I went in. And for Pat, and she'd be able to talk to some of the other family members of others in our group occasionally. They can share with each other some of the things they're going through. So I want to encourage anybody that's watching this that has some doubts, you know, come to a meeting. You don't have, you can just introduce yourself, tell us what's wrong with you if you feel like it, and then just sit there and listen for a while. You'll find out that we're all human. We all like to eat pancakes and play with our dog and mess around and whatever it is, go camp and whatever it is that you like to do, and that you still have a lot of life left in you while you're still breathing. So enjoy every minute of it. Don't sit around and let the grass grow. That's what they say.
And make sure to nominate some kind of backup brain, so that if you're having trouble getting onto a Zoom meeting or having some technology issues or can't remember what day it is, you've got somebody to remind you.
Yeah. Without her, I would miss 85% of the meetings. But she reminds me, along with my chores. But that's okay, you know, because I want to get there. So, you know, and DAI is happy to send, you know, the notices not just to you, but also to your alternate brain person and help you to get on board. But gosh, just do it. You'll be glad you did. So thanks for listening, and God bless each and every one of you. See you later.
Bye.